The Rebbe said a few times that sometimes you find Chassidus that it explains al Chassidus and Inyan that is not according to halacha or not according to our minig. Like Chassidus explains why we say al tira abdi Yaakov Motzei Shabbos, even though our minig is not to say it. And the same thing with other things, because since it's a shita and every shita in Torah is Eilu Veilu Divri L'Kim Chaim is true, therefore Chassidus explains that even though Lamaisa we don't follow that. And the same thing by the Rebbe. Sometimes when the Rebbe would mention certain things which is negei lahalocha, sometimes it was only a shakla v'tarya discussion according to one shita, and it didn't mean lemaisa that we have to do it. And I'll give an example of one of those cases is that in the Farbrengen of Chamisha Osar Ba'ov, Tovshin Mem Beis, the Rebbe spoke about saying v'sein talamot livrocha, that the meaning is that we say Saint Talamot Livrocha in the Bracha of Baruch Aleinu during winter, and summer we say the same Bracha, because that's the season of the year that we need these things. That during this season we need the rain. So the Rebbe spoke about what about those countries which are on the bottom under the Kava Mashva, under the equator, that there the seasons is the opposite. When by us is summer, by them is winter. By us is winter, by them is summer. What should they do there? So the Rebbe said there's svaras either way, that we should say it according to their season, they should say it according to their winter, they should say the same talamotar, and in their summer they should say the same bracha. But there's a svara differently, and it was seemingly from the Rebbe that he was nated, it seemed that he held that they should say according to their own seasons, which is not the way people do it there, Lepeil, but it seemed from the Rebbe that way. So the Farbrengen of Rosh Chodesh Elul, the Rebbe spoke about it, and he said that even though he said then that that's what it seems he should do, that's the muskadish, that's how it looks like in first glance, but Lepeil Mamish, they should not change. It didn't mean that they should change the meaning the way it is. And he went, the whole Aricha said, based on the Rosh, Shuvas HaRosh, they should not change, they should continue saying the way it was before. Because he only meant it lepilpula ba'alma, only for a pilpul, only for discussion of a shita, but not that that's what they should do. Then came to the Farbrengen of Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan Tovshin Mem Gimel. The Rebbe spoke about it again. Actually, the Rebbe said that he heard lately that people were saying that the Rebbe said to change when we say V'sein Talamot Livrocha. So he wants to know this was only a shakla v'tarya, this is only explaining the inyan, and he went again into whole arichas why we should not change, they should do it the way the meaning is to do, even though it seemed from what he said l'chatchila that that's what we should do. And he even said at the end that it's kedai that when they print this inyan, they should print all the Maramakemis with all the Svarim that deal with this. And takin the likud of the Kutasichas for Vayesh of that year, Tovshin Mem Gimel, there was printed the whole Arichas, all the different Maramakemis of the different Svarim that deal with it. But the Rebbe said clearly again that he never meant that they should change, he meant that it was only L'Shakla V'Tarya. So we see from here that sometimes when the Rebbe said something which is Negei L'Halocha, he didn't mean that we should change. And therefore, every time it comes to something like this, we have to investigate to see, did the Rebbe mean that it's Negei L'Halocha L'Maise, or the Rebbe just spoke the Inyan according to that Shita, to that Svara. And I will continue in this line in the next voice note.